What's up everybody, Remington from Impulse Creative, and today we're going to talk about how to send an automatic chat transcript after a conversation is closed using Zapier and Drift. So you can jump into Drift, and once you see a conversation, you can send a chat transcript to someone. But how do we make that automatic to a point where anyone that comes in with an email address or converts as a lead would automatically get a chat transcript sent to them via email? So we can do this in a couple different ways. This is going to be a more simple option, but what I want to do is show you how to capture the contact details, how to obviously capture the chat transcript, and then filter it based on people who provide their email address. So as you see here, this is a recent closed conversation. And if you wanted to send a chat transcript one-off, you could do that with the gear tool here, and you can send chat transcript. All you got to do is drop in an email address of someone on your team, and a copy of it will be sent. So what we're talking about here is we want to make it so that you can send an email automatically with a chat transcript once the conversation is closed. And so how we do that is we use a tool called Zapier. Zapier is a great tool to integrate different web technologies, and Drift has a really great integration with Zapier. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to walk you through how to set this up. So what we're going to do is we're going to build out this Zap together so that you can see how you can filter information if it's important. So what we're going to do is we're going to connect the Drift app, and you can search that by typing in Drift in this box. Then we're going to choose the conversation closed option for a trigger. And then of course you set up your Drift account, and that will allow for you to sync the data. And then what you can do is test the step. So it's always good to test the step individually so you can view the conversation, and you should see this summary right here. So as we go through, your next step that you would do is you're going to choose a search function as an action, and you're going to find user by anonymous ID. And we're going to get to why in just a second. So once you do that, you choose your find user by anonymous ID. You may have to click advanced options on here. And then of course you tell it which Drift account to use, and then you go ahead and edit options. So when you click edit options, what's going to happen is it's going to ask for a user ID, and you're going to essentially go through, you hit the little plus sign, and you can scroll through and you can see use anonymous ID. The reason we want to use the anonymous ID is that for the conversation, the anonymous ID is in every conversation, while user ID is only going to be there if someone provided their email address. So you go ahead and click anonymous ID, and you will see step one with the details right here. You can go through and test the step, and of course you want to do the same thing here. You want to confirm the information, and now you can see we get quite a lot more information on the particular contact, while the first step provided information on the actual conversation. So once we go through there, I only want chat transcripts to come through if the email address has been provided. And so what you can do is you can create another step right here, and you can click filter. And upon doing the filter, it gives you a couple options. So what I've done is I have continue only if the rules work. And the filter, what we've done with the filter is I've created the criteria for the attributes email under the find user by anonymous ID. Basically, you can come through and select email. Email exists. So that's if the email shows up in the field, then it will allow for this Zap to continue. So we can say test and continue. Just know that if you don't have the most recent contact or closed conversation that has come through and they did not provide an email, that information is not going to show in Zapier, but trust me, it works. And then what we do is we want to go through and we want to set an action. Now you can make this go to your CRM, you could make this do a lot of different things, but for us, what I want to do is just have it send me a copy of the chat transcript so that we can forward it on to the right sales rep. So we use Google for Work at Impulse, and so you can choose Gmail as your action. The function is we're going to create and send an email you're going to need to connect it to your email account. And you can do that by connecting a new account right here. And then you're gonna drop in the email template. So the email template is pretty simple. You have to define who your to email is. If you want to add multiple email addresses, you can do that right here. And then you can scroll down and you can see that we've got our subject line. You're going to want to make this so that it's relevant. You can also create merge tags and drop in contact information. So for instance, we want to show the display name of the contact and then say transcript. It's going to make it easily identifiable in your email. Choose plain text as the body type, and then what you can do is you can figure out what data that you want to present. So in this instance, right from within the email, we want to see the conversation source. And so you can go through and you can click the little plus icon on the right, and you can go through each one of these steps. So in step 2, we can click in and find the user by anonymous ID. We can scroll through and you can find all of the data that is available for you to sync with, and you can drop that in. We also want to include the campaign medium internally here, and we want to give a link to the entire conversation to make it easy for someone to follow up in Drift, and that of course is available in step 1. So then we get to the meat and potatoes of this. This is the actual chat transcript. How you would find this is you would essentially click the plus button, you would click the conversation closed section, and you'll see summary right here. So you click summary and it's going to drop in the summary overall in the email. So once you're done with that, go ahead and click continue, and you'll get a test. You'll see a test email come through. It'll have the actual name, it'll have your entire chat transcript, and then all you need to do is you can send tests to see how it looks in your Gmail, or you can skip the test and finish and then turn on your Zap. And then now anything that goes through and closes a conversation will automatically have a chat transcript sent on. You can subscribe to other videos by go ahead and clicking here, and you can also see other tutorials that we've done by doing so right here. But until next time, I'm Remington from Impulse Creative. Have a great day.